Hi all, welcome back. Today we are going to do the lesson Fear by Gabriela Mistral. The poem Fear belongs to the category of life in your anthology. So the writer of this poem is Gabriela Mistral. Gabriela Mistral won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1945. So she was the first America's ever Nobel Prize winner for literature. And she was born in 1889 and she died in 1957. She borrowed the pseudonym Gabriela Mistral from her favorite poet Gabriel D'Annunzio and Frederick Mistral. Now, if you talk about the prize motivation, for her lyric poetry, which inspired by powerful emotions, has made her name a symbol of idealistic aspirations of the entire Latin American world. Gabriela Mistral's poems are categorized by strong emotions, direct language. They are also influenced by the modernist movement. Their central themes are love, deceit, sorrow, nature, travel, and love for children. Now let's have a look at the poem. Now what can you tell about the title Fear? Now, when I tell about the title Fear, what are the things that comes into your mind? Some horror experiences, some phobias, is that so? Now, let's look at what sort of fear is denoted throughout this poem. Now, we are going to find answers for these three questions in our analysis. What sort of fear can be seen throughout the poem? Who is the narrator? And what are the fears of the narrator? Let's have a look at the first stanza. I don't want them to turn my little girl into a swallow. She would fly far away into the sky and never fly again to my straw bed. Or she would nest in the eaves where I could not comb her hair. I don't want them to turn my little girl into a swallow. Now our first question, who is the narrator? Now who is the narrator according to this point of view? Who might be a narrator? Now, I assume that this might be a female parent, basically a mother, because there are things like combing the hair of a little girl kind of thing. Now, who is a swallow? Swallow is a small migratory bird. And eaves means the part between the wall and the roof of houses, at the edge of the roofs kind of. Now, the birds make their nests in eaves. So, you can see in the video here. So, let's have a look at this analysis. Now, the mother is afraid of her daughter becoming a swallow, right? And she wants to enjoy the simplicity of the child coming back to her straw bed. Now, when you look at this stanza, she doesn't want the society to turn her daughter into a bird who will leave her home. She would migrate and start a new life of her own, which means nesting the eaves. And the mother could not enjoy the simplicity of combing her hair. This is the first fear of the mother. So mother wants a little child to stay by her side. So the first fear is losing her daughter. Maybe she might migrate and she might be out of contact with the daughter. So she's afraid of that. Now this is the first fear of the mother. Let's have a look at the second stanza. I don't want them to make my little girl a princess in tiny golden slippers. How could she play on the meadow? And when night came, no longer would she sleep at my side. I don't want them to make my little girl a princess. So, when you look at this statement, I don't want them to make my little girl a princess. She doesn't want the society to make her daughter a teenager who starts changing, who doesn't play anymore. And also, she doesn't want her daughter to lose the simplicity of life with gold. Gold symbolizes wealth. In other words, the mother is afraid of her daughter becoming a wealthy princess because she would not sleep by her side in the night. So second fear of the mother is the daughter becoming a princess, which means a very wealthy person. And it's quite difficult to enjoy the simple things in life. So the mother is afraid of her daughter becoming a bit complicated with being a princess. Now, once you look at this one, the third stanza, and even less do I want them one day to make her a queen. They would put her on a throne where I could not go to see her, and when the night came, I would never rock her. I don't want them to make my little girl a queen. Now, this is the third fear of the mother. And even less do I want them. That means rather than like making her a swallow or a princess, she wants her to make them a queen. They would put her on a throne where I could not go to see her. So she's afraid that she won't be able to see her baby, her child, her daughter. And when the night came, I could never rock her. Now she grew up to become a queen, and she can't rock her in the night. I don't want them to make my little girl a queen. So let's have a look at the analysis. She doesn't want the society to make her daughter an adult who is overwhelmed with duties and responsibilities. She's like still enjoying the warmth of the baby. Maybe she's still a little girl. So queen symbolizes high social status and power. It is quite difficult for a queen to enjoy the simplicity of life because she is extremely busy. It would be difficult for the mother to reach her when she becomes a queen because she has high social status and she has power and a lot of other things. This is the third fear of the mother. Now, this also distances the mother from the daughter. So, this is her third fear. Now, as an overall thing, you can see this mother is quite different from any of the mothers and her fears are different. Through this poem, the poet presents not only the genuine love of a mother, but also an attitude that the mother criticizes. The mother wants a daughter to be herself without getting trapped in unrealistic false aspirations. The poet suggests that human relationships are more valuable than any material success, even becoming a princess or a queen. The poem conveys a very simple message that love is greater than wealth or material success. The swallow is a migratory bird seeking warmer climates for survival. So the metaphor suggests the opportunism and self-seekingness of the young. The children leave parents who realize their selfish goals, you know that. And at the end, parents are left alone. No one is there to take care of them. And they suffer from this alienation and loneliness of the old age. The word princess and queen are metonymic, suggesting wealth and status of high kind. Golden slippers, meadows and thrones and strawbed are also metaphors used by the writer. So you can see these meadows, strawbeds, those things suggest the simplicity, and the golden slippers, throne, they show the wealth, the high status, the power likewise. Right, so that is the end of our analysis. I hope you had an understanding regarding this lesson. This is about the fear of a mother. So she has 3 fears. You can take a note on that thing. And as themes, you can see the deeply rooted love and also the grief of separation and the fear of being lonely, alienated. Okay, so let's meet again in new lesson. Have a nice day.